Hello and welcome to computer class. My name is Dave and today we are talking about Google Sheets and formulas. We're just going to give you a couple simple formulas today. So the first thing we need to do though in order to use our formulas is to build a spreadsheet. Okay, so let's highlight these four cells, hit Format, Merge Cells, and Merge All. And let's type book sales by category and region. Okay. And then let's put in some placeholders here, north. And if you press tab, you can move over, by the way. So let's put in south, east, west. Okay. And then let's put in fiction. And then 23. All right. And then let's put in trade, cookbooks, travel. Okay. And down here we're going to put total. We're going to put average. We're going to put max, min, signifying all the different formulas we are going to do, and then if. Okay. And we need to fill in this data right here. And actually, to show you that this is a table, highlight all these and click the borders. Okay. And we can also, actually, real quickly, let's insert one below here. We can also click this, fill color, let's go with a green. Then we can center the text. And then we can choose the text color, to white. Make that look nice. All right, so let's fill in some information here. 21, 2. All right, and 24. Just putting in some data. And you can do this if you want, just like I do, or you could put in your own numbers. It's not really a big deal. Just that there's something to add here. All right. Just kind of throwing in random numbers at this point. Oops. All right, and lastly, okay, so now we have our tables on our spreadsheet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some formulas. And the first formula is called the sum formula here. And basically how you start all formulas, or at least these simple ones, is you're going to use the equal sign. So these are pretty important to remember, these formulas. So put a equal sign, sum, and then what you can do is you can put a parentheses and then you enter a value. So you can click and drag to do the values, and then you put the end of the parentheses. And basically what I clicked over was cells B5 through B8. And when I press enter, it gives me the value for the totals. So I could do this again, equals sum, and then put the parenthesis, grab and click and drag, get all four of those, and the parenthesis, press enter. Now I'm pretty sure if I drag over one this direction, it will add up these. If you grab the little fill handle here, the square, it will copy the formula. And notice if I click, it does the sum of E. Look at that. It does it perfectly, okay? So I can click and drag. The next one is average. So if I do equals average, do a parenthesis value here. And I want to do the average of these. And then put the closing parentheses, press enter. You can kind of see how this is going. I guess the average is 28. And then I can just copy the formula over. There we go, I have that. Same with max, a formula used to find the maximum price of sales. And I can also do minimum. All right, so equals max. And then let's see the value here. All right, and then we could just copy that formula over as well. Same is true with min, equals min. And this is a formula for finding the minimum price of sales. Okay. So we could do, what's the minimum price? And then we see 12,321, and it is correct. And we said what it was the maximum, and the maximum was 43. So notice that was also correct. So again, it's doing calculations for us. That's the point of formulas, is to do these types of calculations. Okay. Then we have count is another one, equals count. Sorry, spelled that wrong. And let's see, it's going to count the cell values, and it should say 4. It should say 4 on all of them, by the way, when we drag this over. Yep, it does. Now the if formula is a little bit harder. All of these are pretty straightforward. You just put in, and again, you can see the formula up here. When I click a cell, the formula is up here in the formula bar, the fx, which is known as the formula bar, right there. But this last one, the if formula, is a little bit harder. So let's write this one a little bit more slowly. Basically, if an if formula is used to specify a condition, if that condition is true, then one kind of value will be displayed. If that condition is false, then another kind of value will be displayed. Okay, so basically, let's start out this the same way, the equals if, and then we are going to put a parentheses, and we're going to say B10, if I'm not mistaken, is greater than, and I'm going to put a dollar sign, I'll explain that in just a second, greater than A16, then we're going to put parentheses, good. However, if it's not, we're going to put bad. Okay? And then close off the parentheses. Now, at this moment, we don't have a value in our A, but I was going to put the value at 200,000. Okay? So let me get my mouse back over here. There we go. So let's do, since our values are 20,000, let's do 20,000, see how that affects it. Okay? So they're still good because, you know, the average is above 20,000. But if I put this to 200,000, it says bad, if you can see that right there, because the total is not above 200,000 there. However, if I copy this formula this direction, notice it says good, because this total average is above, I'm sorry, this not average, but this total value is above 200,000. And the same is true for the next one, and the last one should be bad if we did it right. Yep. Okay, so again, to break this down again, what this formula is stating, it's stating if B10, and B10 is this value cell right here, is greater than A16, which is the value I put down here, then write good. If not, then write bad. And so that's a good way to, I guess, designate how you're doing using a word value in a spreadsheet. Now, I could have typed anything. I could have wrote Mickey Mouse here instead of good and bad. Um, you know, if the total number of sales are higher than this, you get a Mickey Mouse. I could write anything. I could say Batman. Actually, that'd be better. Uh, but needless to say, these are how you do values with simple cell values. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 formulas. Hopefully you wrote those down because they're very important, especially the sum formula. I use that quite a bit, and the average formula, probably the most helpful ones. Third would be count, to count the number of cells that are there. That's also important. You just, sometimes need to count values. So just remember these formulas because I think they will really help you when utilizing spreadsheets. All right, that's all for this episode. Hopefully you found something helpful, and I will see you in the next video.